Coming to you live from the city of Port Phillip, welcome to the South Melbourne result details. Now that we have a detailed information on the preference flows for the South Melbourne Ward in the 2024 City of Port Phillip Council election, it's incumbent on us to have a good look to see what happened in these results. Let's just refresh ourselves now of what the primary results were in this all-important ward in this election. We had four candidates, Betty J for the residents of Port Phillip, topping the primary vote in just under 30, a sensational performance by Betty J, outpolling the two major parties in the ALP and the Greens, of which you would think most of those some of the areas in South Melbourne would have a dominant position, but not the case. Betty J's proven that wrong in terms of her primary result there in South Melbourne. Bridget Mullahy came in second for the ALP. Trina Lewis, who was top of the ballot, had a very convincing statement given the level of campaigning she did, came in just under 25% of the vote, and third-time candidate Elle James for the Greens came in at just under 20%. Let's have a look at what happened with the preferences in South Melbourne Ward. And we've slowed this down so you can have a bit of a look for it. Elle James's preferences go to Bridget for the ALP. Bridget then overtakes Betty J in the top position temporarily, and actually has a bit of a commanding lead there at one point as Elle James's preferences are exhausted. But then Trina Lewis gets eliminated and her preferences are distributed, which substantially benefits Betty J for the residents of Port Phillip. And you can see there she's streaking ahead, getting the vast majority of Trina Lewis's preferences there until she becomes victorious. And we want to congratulate Betty J from the residents of Port Phillip on her election as the next councillor for South Melbourne Ward. 56.81% of the two-party preferred vote over the ALP's 43.19%. Just over 3,100 votes, or just under 3,200 votes rather, for Betty J, and 2,427 votes for the ALP, Bridget Mullahy. This is a pretty sensational result. It's not one that I had originally predicted, and it's something Betty J should be very, very proud of. So next week, obviously, we've got three all-important wards. The main one I'm really eager to have a look at is Montague Ward, to see where those candidates end up. We had a surprising result in that we saw Judy Sahai Nathan come above Alex Macon and Peter Martin to win the primary vote in that ward. So it'll be interesting to see who takes the mantle on Monday. Join us more for information on all 9 wards and all the results comprehensively on Monday night. We'll put an advert up over the weekend so you know when to tune in. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the South Melbourne Ward. And again, congratulations on those 6 candidates that will become councillors in the next few weeks and have the honour to represent all of us here at the City of Port Phillip. You stay safe, and I hope your families have a wonderful weekend.